What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kanto, and this is Kanto's Gaming. I am a new gamer in the gamer community. I stream over on Twitch, and I'm also a Pokemon content creator here on YouTube. I just recently started playing RPGs and actual real big kid video games. Prior to this, I really just played Pokemon and Mario, but my wife has taught me how to play Assassin's Creed, and games like this are officially going to take over my life. Now, a lot of the tips and tricks that I have to share might be old news to you, but I figure if somebody is just getting into gaming like me, they might get some good use out of these tips, tricks, and other like top 5 lists that I'm going to be doing here on the channel. This is my very first video on the channel, and I think I'm going to start off with just a few tips and tricks that really helped me at the beginning of my Assassin's Creed Odyssey adventure. So I hope that you guys can get some good use out of these tips, and be sure to leave me a comment down below if you've used them and how they've worked out for you. One super important tip that you don't want to miss is how to get a Phobos skin that takes no fall damage. If you guys have played this game for any amount of time, you know that having a horse is absolutely necessary for traveling long distances between those synchronization points that you have not yet been able to fast travel to. So I'm going to show you guys how you can get this Phobos skin for free. This is, I believe, the only Phobos skin that does not take any fall damage, which means you can jump off of mountains as high as you want, cliffs as high as you want, anything like that, and he will not take damage, he will not die, and you will not die. So say goodbye to the days of desynchronization because you've jumped off a cliff. So what you want to do is go to the menu and then hit the right toggle button to go to the store. If you go over to gear, you can select whether you want to see gear sets, mounts, melee, bows, or the Ubisoft Club. If you go to mounts, it will be the first skin available for you. Since I've already redeemed it, it will not show here for me, but for you, you will see this little the little purple Pegasus boy right here where Balios is, and it will say 0 Helix credits. So this is a free skin that you can get, this purple guy right here. It was a free anniversary gift, so make sure that you're taking full advantage of that. Probably the most important tip I can give you if you're a new Assassin's Creed player, or maybe you just haven't played them in a while, is to make sure you're taking advantage of all the different synchronization points throughout the game. When you first enter an area, your map may look pretty blank, but as you can see up by the little line in the top of my screen that indicates where I need to be going, or places that I have marked, you can see the little white eagle. Now you will see these all over your map, and these are called synchronization points. Once you hop up there and you can synchronize, not only will it increase Ikaros' perception, it will also give you the ability to fast travel. Now the little eagle you see is Ikaros. You do have an eagle or some sort of bird typically in all of the newer Assassin's Creed games that allows you to do things like tag enemies, tag different loot, animals, all kinds of stuff in caves, grasslands, pretty much anywhere. He's very useful for caves and stuff because he can help you locate treasure before you have to go in the dark and start searching. Another thing with synchronization points that I find super cool is when they're by cliffs and stuff and you have to dive in water, you can very oftentimes find a rare mineral called orichalcum. So here we are in an undiscovered location, newly discovered location that is going to be a hostile environment. So we hit our up toggle on the Xbox controller to use Ikaros to tag our enemies and any other objectives for that area. As you can see, we have captives to free, an ancient tablet to find, and 2 different treasure chests to find as well. So as long as you've got multiple rings around that little white circle, it means you still have stuff to look for. You can soar higher, you can soar lower to help kind of hone Ikaros in on what you're trying to look for. The tablets can be kind of hard to find sometimes because they are small, but typically they're either up high or in little bundles of rubble. But you can also use your Animus ability to help tag things, but I find using Ikaros a lot better because it keeps you hidden, and you can do it from much further away than 30 meters. Something else that helped me out immensely when I started playing this game was my wife telling me, do not upgrade your gear. Do not upgrade it until you hit tier 3 mercenary. And if you haven't played any Assassin's Creed games, or if you haven't played this game for any amount of time, you might not know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to show you. when you first start the game, you will be all the way back here at a tier, oh, I can't go back any further than 5, but you'll be a tier 9 mercenary. So you'll have to defeat mercenaries that are higher tiers than you to move up the ranks and hit tier 3. When you hit tier 3, if you press down the L button, you will be able to see all of the different benefits, and tier 3 will give you a blacksmith upgrade, which means you can get 50% off of your upgrades from the blacksmith for all of your gear. Now, why is this important? Gear is incredibly expensive to upgrade, both in drachmae and in resources. So just to take a look at some of the gear that I have here, it is pretty high level, but if you want to upgrade something like a chest piece or your waistband or even your boots, it's typically a lot of soft leather. So if you are trying to upgrade stuff constantly throughout the game when you don't have thousands and thousands of soft leather, and you can see even at level 72, I still don't have a ton of this in stock in my inventory. What I do have a lot of is metal and wood. It is very easy to run out very quickly because you use soft leather for so many things. All of your gear requires it for upgrades. Some of your arrows require it for making, and some of your weapons even require it for upgrades as well. So be sure you wait until you're tier 3 mercenary to start upgrading your legendary gear, because as you play, you will loot so many chests, you'll get so many pieces of gear, and you'll be able to keep gear that is at your level or maybe just one level below you as you go along. As you can see, I just went to the blacksmith maybe 30 minutes ago, but the quests that I've done, I've gotten some armor that if I was not able to upgrade my gear, I could still be close to the level that I'm supposed to be with my gear here. Just to give an example of what I mean by upgrades are expensive, if you look at, let's see something, this only goes up 1 level. So for my sword, it's only 375 soft leather, but if we go down towards, for my chest, 750. And for my waistband, it's 2,735 because I have let it go for so long. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that, and that is going to take almost all of my soft leather. Now, can you imagine if I had not waited until I was a tier 3 mercenary to get 50% off upgrades? That would have been so much. It would have been, what, 5,200 soft leather just to upgrade my legendary belt? Absolutely insane. So the first gear tip that I'm going to give you guys is a way to get more resources so you can upgrade your gear. In addition to, as my daughter calls it, decimating the goat population and or elk population of the areas, you can always go to the blacksmith or even into your inventory to dismantle your gear. Now, I highly recommend dismantling all of the gear that you get towards the beginning of the game and relying on quests and loots to get your drachmae. Why? Because resources are a little bit more valuable than drachmae at the beginning of the game, because you're going to want to have a lot of resources stockpiled so you can upgrade both your ship and your gear. So once you break down all of your gear, you can also go to the little buy section of the blacksmith. And this is something that I started doing later on when I had the extra drachmae to spend. But I buy up all of the soft leather, all of the wood, all of the metal when I go to the blacksmith, because like I said, the upgrades are incredibly expensive. Once you hit tier 4 mercenary, you do get 50% off your ship upgrades, but even so, they're still incredibly expensive. So it's a very good thing to just go ahead while you have the money to purchase what you need. Now, I know I've talked about resources a lot, but they're incredibly important in this game. So this clip just shows you guys what you can look for while you're in caves. There are clumps of iron metal, obsidian glass, precious gems, all kinds of things that using your animus ability will enable you to tag if you're having trouble seeing them, but they're all over the place, and you want to make sure that you're getting as many as you can while you're in these areas that have lots of caves, because like I said before, there are areas where there aren't a lot. Now, getting these items is very easy, and you unfortunately can't tag these with Ikaros like you can treasures, because it's just a normal resource like wood, not something that he can really pick up on. And last but not least, we have a pretty simple tip here with meditating. If you hold down the 3 little lines on your Xbox controller, it will allow you to meditate. That means it'll change the time of day. If you're like me, I hate traveling through through the forest at night. So meditating, you have to be on the ground for one. I just want to go ahead and say that. You can't be on Phobos. You can't be on hanging off a cliff. You can't be underwater. You have to be actually standing on the ground so you can sit down and meditate to change the time of day. You can also use the nighttime to your advantage if you are in the daytime and you have to go be sneaky at a fort. If you're doing a quest that requires you to stay anonymous and you don't want to alert every single person in the fort that you're there, meditating until it's nighttime makes it a lot easier to sneak around. So just remember that if you're getting frustrated about traveling in the darkness and the night in the forest. I know it can get very hard to see if you got old eyes like mine, even with a torch or something, and sometimes it is very difficult to see. So this can definitely be a very, very helpful tip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't want to make it too long, but I did want to give you guys the most of my tips and tricks that helped me at the beginning of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, I know that these might not be the most helpful tips and tricks to you, but I just wanted to share them from my perspective, something that really helped me when I first started out, and I hope they can help you too. I'll have more videos coming out Thursday and then again on Saturday, so I hope you guys will tune in for those. Have a safe and wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.